Good morning, folks. It is Saturday the 23rd of November. Oh, got a bit close to me there. It is about 10 to 8 Saturday morning. And if we look in the distance, well, first, here's Tina. Hey, babe, this way. There she is. No, hey, hi, come say hello to the peoples. Tina. Say hello. Kisses. Nom, 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 nom. Kisses. Nom, 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 nom. Do I get a kiss? I don't get a kiss. Okay, folks. If we look that way, let's have a look. Oh, that doesn't show really well at all. That's disappointing. Over in the distance there, okay, just there. Can you see it's kind of orangey in that little gap behind the clouds? That's the sunrise I was going to come and try and catch. Now, the weather forecast said 0% chance of rain. So obviously an hour ago, it started raining really heavily, like torrential, for about half an hour. It's bloody wet through back there. I'll show you when we go back. I'll show you the puddles on the road and around. But look at the clouds over there. Just let me zoom out a bit so it's not, I don't want to make it look worse than it actually is. But those are, some of those are quite bilious, billowing. Look at those clouds. They're rain clouds with a hint of thunder, some of those. The ones with a flat bottom that then rise upwards and peak upwards like that one there. Those are heavy duty clouds. And of course back over here we've got that hint of orange where the sun should be coming up. Just I guess that's east of southeast, roughly speaking, where we're looking. Now, today's video is in response to a member of the family of a friend, Kieran. Hello, Kieran. Kieran says I need to do a video to explain where I've been for the past month. Okay, mate. I've been nowhere. I've been here. I've been here with this little lady over my shoulder. There you go. Oh, look, hold on. Almost. See if I can zoom in on it. Oh, look at that. There's the sun. Just peeking through in that tiny little gap in the clouds just above the horizon. That's nice. Now the past month, so about a month ago, I don't know exactly where we are date-wise, but we had the big storm. The one that killed so many people around Valencia. Now we're in the Valencia community, Comunidad Valenciana, but we were so lucky. We had strong winds, we had quite a bit of rain that one night. And the weather forecast said the next day that the wind was going to get even stronger. Now, I think like 4 o'clock in the afternoon that first day, the roof was blown off my tent and I had to peg it all back on. If you remember, I've got these, Steve brought me these clamps, these big pegs, like clothes pegs but bigger, that they use on market stalls for holding tarps onto frameworks. But almost the first blast of wind we got blew it all right off. And all of the pegs just twanged away and just sprung off. And I got about half of them back, a little bit more than half. But I lost a fair chunk of these pegs. And I reapplied them, reattached them, and it kind of sort of held, but I'd have to go out about once an hour in the night in the wind and the rain. I got my coat on and my shoes, you know, sleeping in my shoes. If you've seen any of my videos about what I call my storm protocol, big heavy storms, I have a coat on in bed, or on the bed. I have my shoes on in bed, and because shit happens, I might have to spring up and go out at any time. So I was going out, I don't know, once an hour, once every 2 hours, whatever it might be, reattaching tarpaulins. My walls got ripped and fell apart. I'm not going to say instantly, but yeah. No, my tent, basically, my tent now is carbon fibre rods and tarpaulins and these clamps holding it all in place. Whole walls of the tent went away. The roof had already gone. You saw that, I think, in previous videos. There are 4 panels to the roof. 3 out of the 4 are gone, and now the 4th is starting to tear, even though it's under a tarpaulin. So that was the beginning of the trouble. Excuse me. And I guess we're in a period of decline where everything is falling apart, and I'm feeling the weight of that, folks. We're coming into winter. Let me show you the horizon. Let me show you the horizon again. I'll zoom out a bit because but over there you can see the sun's kind of coming up. I'll try and stay on for another 10-15 minutes and see if we can get the sun in that gap above the cloud in that area there. But the tent's, you know, but falling apart would be kind of an understatement at this point. A little bit disappointing, if I'm honest. The amount that tent cost, to only get 6 months good use out of it. I know they're not built for day in, day out use. You're supposed to use them for a week, 1 or 2 weeks per year. I get that, I know that. Still a little disappointing. And I know I've talked in the past about it's the ultraviolet, it's this, it's that. We've had some strong winds. The places it's really failed weren't the places that were most exposed to the sun. Some of the most sheltered spots, the north facing end of the tent, the part where my bedroom is like the worst affected. That one night I had so much rain dumped into my tent. Yeah. And now, if you remember this time last year, we had a real rodent infestation around the previous tent, because the previous tent wasn't a sealed unit. You had the shell come down to the ground and stop, and then you had a separate ground sheet, so anything could just come under and in. And we had a lot of problems with mice and rats in the tent. I got the mice back again now. I haven't had them for the 6 months that the tent was a whole unit, a sealed unit, nothing. But now all the walls and the sides and everything's gone. I've had to chase mice away from inside the tent. Yeah, not great. Not looking forward to a winter with mice in my tent. I had one run along my bed the other day. Like literally, I'm lying in bed and the little bastard thing ran right along the edge of the bed, right in front of my head. Just so fast, I wasn't even sure what I'd seen. I thought maybe a moth or something had flown in front of my light and maybe I was just watching a shadow. But later on, I confirmed my suspicions. Yeah, not great. Not great. But what have we got coming up? We've got, so last year, if you saw my video I joined in the American kind of Thanksgiving tradition last year. And it was quite emotional for me. Not the whole meal and the family and none of that. I just mean the giving thanks, being thankful for the help that I receive. I've commented many times that I deliberately positioned, well, it wasn't even a tent at the time, but I started to live in the part of the field I started to live in so that I would be visible and so that people might talk to me, might help me, might give me money or food or some kind of help. It was a ploy? Too strong a word maybe. But it was a deliberate decision to try and make myself I could have gone and lived in the trees and been invisible, or tried to be invisible. Instead, I lived in the open part of the field to make myself available for help from other people because I knew I was going to need it. I had nothing. 2 picnic blankets, 3 or 4 towels, and my bag I was using as a pillow, me and the dog. And then we found a tarpaulin. Then we found 6 sticks and some branches and we built a shelter. Then we made friends with people, Damien and Simon, who got us the tent and a few other belongings, and we built from there. Some other friends, Anita and Tina, bought me a phone. I started the YouTube channel, and some of you guys stepped in and told me to get a PayPal account, and we've built from there. So last November I kind of joined in with the Thanksgiving push in America, and that's coming up again this next Thursday. And then Friday, Black Friday, the Amazon holiday, you know, the buying holiday that they do in America. It's also my birthday this year. November 29th is my birthday. And then we've got the run into Christmas. Now my friend Karen just left the country, and she called around and I'd asked for some fairy lights for in the tent, battery operated. She brought me some of those, I think from England actually, her and her family. But she also, this was what surprised me, she turned up with a Christmas tree, a fibre optic, it glows, but also got a few built-in lights. I got a Christmas tree in my tent, folks, just in front of my TV, that I never use. I'm going to have a Christmas this year. I've decided. So, Kieran, this is a video for you to explain, I don't know, I didn't maybe not explain where I've been. I've been a little bit down, folks, a little bit depressed. I haven't been doing TrampCast. I'm going to try this weekend and try and bring that back. And I've got the notes from the previous weeks. So I think this weekend I'm going to do this week, and then I might do some specials through the week to fill in the gap, the previous weeks that were missing, starting with the big storm and moving forward. That's my thoughts at the moment. I don't know whether it'll actually happen, but those are my thoughts. Let me just switch this around and show you where we are with the sun. We're still not quite got a proper sunrise. In the next few minutes, I think it's going to come up above that bank of cloud there and come into that gap. I'll maybe try and keep rabbiting on for the next couple of minutes, see whether I can fill the gap for you. If not, I'll cut and just sit here for a couple of minutes and try and see what happens. Let me show you around actually. I haven't properly shown you around this morning. Let me, oh, let me zoom out. So here we are, locally. We've shown you this building before. That's an abandoned, derelict building. I think the owners haven't got much money, and about once every month or two they pay for a small crew of men to come in and do a bit of work, but piece by piece, rather than a wholesale refurbishment. But here we are. Here's Tina. Here she is. Hey, babe. Here she is. And then we've got the sea on the shore, the shoreline. As I say, it's just after 8 at the minute, 8:05, and the sun's about to come really close now, I think, to coming over that bank of cloud over there. The sea's a little bit more vigorous than normal. Like I said, we've just had a mini storm, really. It really was quite torrential, the rain. And those clouds over there are still quite angry. I'll just zoom in on those. As I said, the flat bottom with the rising plumes of cloud, those are rain clouds with a hint of thunder, really. If there was more of them, I mean, that's too small to be effective, but that's the look of a thunder cloud. If it was bigger, if there was more of it, you actually they will rise up and get more of an anvil. They'll kind of get a flat top on top as well, which often is obscured by all the other clouds around. But that's an angry cloud. But I think it's going to be a nice morning. If you look around here, there's a lot, the sky's a lot clearer. It's only really on the horizon that you've got this big bank of cloud all around. But we're just waiting for the sun to come up here. I think I've run out of things to say, folks. So if you'd pardon me, I'm gonna end it here, and I'll come back in 3 or 4 minutes when the sun is actually up. There's only so much rabbiting I can do. Okay, folks. Later. Okay, folks, I think it's literally less than 2 minutes since I just stopped recording. And I think the sun, technically, it's above that big bank of cloud, but it's still behind some wispy stuff. Let's just have a quick look. Here, look. It is actually above that dark band of cloud, but it's still behind that wispy. Whoop! I'm zoomed in, so my movements are magnified or exaggerated. Whoa! Did you see the birds? Where are they? There we go. Here we go. There they go. A little flock of. I've got no idea what they were. They sound like parrots, but I can't see them. Here we go, folks. This is your. I know it's a good bit above the actual horizon, but this is your sunrise. This is the sun starting to come through. As I said, it is. Jesus, I can't read my watch. I've just been looking at the sun. I can't even remember the date. 23rd, maybe? November 23rd, I think. And it is now 8:10, Saturday morning. And here comes the sun. I'm not going to sing. I did sing once, and yeah, you all told me that I can't sing, so I maybe won't bother trying. But there we go, folks. The first sight of the sun on this Saturday morning. I'll wait and see if it gets a little bit clearer, but there is quite a little bit of wispy stuff. Even above that solid bank of cloud, it's quite wispy, and well, maybe, I don't know, my phone maybe exaggerates that. I can actually see the sun as a clear ball, whereas the camera I think the camera on the phone is just making it just a blur of yellow rather than a nice crisp ball. The Mark 1 eyeball wins every time, folks. Okay, I think we're about done. I've said what I need to say. I think I'm back, folks. I think I've come out of my I hesitate to use the word depression. Let's switch back to me. I hesitate to use the word depression when I talk about my moods, because my mum did suffer actual real depression as well as schizophrenia, which is a worry because it can be passed on genetically. That's a worry. But I think I'm back out of my fug or fug, however you want to say that word. I think I'm coming out of my more dark mood. I think I'm back. I don't think it was unreasonable to be on a downer. Everything around me's falling apart. I'm living in a fucking field, in a broken down tent, with an apparent recurring rodent infestation, with no money, no help from the state, from either state, UK or Spain, and I get by with your help. And I just want to thank a couple of people, Conrad in particular, guy who came by a week ago. Really, I should have done a video of Conrad's help. Conrad brought me a small tent, so as like an emergency backup in case mine totally fails, an insulating mat for sleeping on, and like a survival sleeping bag. He also brought a bag or two of food and a case of beer, which is always nice. Thank you, Conrad. I'll maybe hive this off into a separate video as well, as a short or something. But folks, any help is always appreciated. Financial, food, stuff to cheer me up, Christmas decorations. Thank you, Karen, for the Christmas tree. And the lights, and everything else. You know the score. Yeah, I'll do some other videos thanking some other people. Some of you donors. Oh, excuse me, folks. Seem to have a bit of a cough at the minute. It's a recent phenomenon, last day or two. Hopefully something and nothing. Hopefully it comes and goes. Let me switch back because the sun. Here we go, folks. We have actual sun. Clear and bright. Don't want to zoom in too much. And over on the sea here, oh god, I can't see my screen now, I've been looking at the sun. There's a boat out there on the sea. I don't know if you can see that. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction. I can't actually see it on the screen. I'm temporarily blind. I'm staring almost directly at the sun. Okay, folks, let me do this. Let me zoom out. Let me point at my girl. Here she is still, look. Hey, babe. Okay, folks, from Tina. And from me, Delta Mike. Out.